Hello, I'm Erkki Pesonen from University of Eastern Finland. I'm inviting you to watch this video about computer science and data engineering education in University of Eastern Finland. So we have a computer science school of computing in University of Eastern Finland. We have about 1,000 students, between 50 and 100 staff members, about 100 degrees per year. We have 6 bachelor programs and 5 master programs, and part of them are Finnish and part of them are English. So, what is computer science all about? If you have a big amount of data, how can you use it? How can you present it? Well, usually you develop a computer system and store information there. So you need a computer, you need to understand how the computer is working. Then you need some problem-solving skills and you need an algorithm, a way to handle the data, a practical way, a well-defined way to handle the data in the computer. So, for example, in practice, we have a student database at a university. There are all student information, student credits, and there are strict restrictions who can manipulate the data, who can see the data, and who can handle the data. So that's just one simple example. So the one thing here is the whole process of handling data, and especially the data engineering field in our education is handling just the data. So data is everywhere, but if you want to use it, you must first collect it, then you must save it, and then you must analyze it. So data engineering program is teaching all these 3 steps of the data processing. There's a math orientation, so it's concentrated on data processing more than a human-computer interaction, which is more available in the computer science program. So, in computer science research as whole, we are dealing with the presentation of data, we are dealing with the methods how to manipulate the data, we're dealing with computer systems, how to build them, how to handle big projects with them, how to deal with computers, how to use them in different ways. And, for example, one very common general problem that's been studied in computer science for many decades is how to make a shortest path for a traveling salesman who is traveling very many cities all around the country, and how to optimize it. That's a quite tough problem, although the GPS systems usually just give you the route, but it's not so easy to make it. Other thing that's been quite popular nowadays is the transferring speech to text, which the AI is doing quite well, but not perfectly yet. So the computer science research in the University of Eastern Finland is dealing with kind of 3 big main areas. One is data analytics. Well, we are dealing with data deep learning, which is a method that's used also in generative AI, and then data analysis in all parts of it. We're dealing also with future technologies, including learning analytics, interactive technologies, and technologies for learning and development. And we're dealing with artificial intelligence, different areas where it can be applied, machine learning, speech recognition, speaker recognition, pattern recognition from pictures with different kind of lighting and different kind of analytic methods. What are the jobs for the ICT professionals from our university? Well, usually, if you are educated by university, you are dealing with development of software systems and you are dealing with management. And usually we are working in a project group. So that's the kind of general type of professions where you are aiming at. In Finland, the salaries are approximately these, or perhaps a little bit higher. These statistics are from a few years behind. So about 3,000 euros per month if you're new graduated, then about 5,000 euros per month after 5 years experience. But it varies very depending on the size of the company, the area of the company, and the specific tasks which you are doing. But generally, if you're educated by university, then it's about 5,000 euros per month. and good professionals are always needed. Sometimes students are taken from the university between their studies. Sometimes it's not so easy to get a training job, but the times are changing all the time. So, if you are an ICT professional, studied at university, what do you know? You know how to manipulate information. You know how to plan and implement computer systems. You can develop new methods for data manipulations. If there's a kind of new thing to do, there's nothing ready for that. You can just take parts from different ways and put them together to work fine. You can train ICT system users. And because the ICT is generally a part of industry nowadays, it's not just the individuals working by themselves. So you need to know the standards by which the project need to be done, and you need to know the tools which are used in the systems. Also, you need to know something about the business and the project management, because you have to make money if you work in a company. And of course, nowadays, there's the social impact of ICT, because social media and all kinds of computer systems are manipulating with information about people, their interaction. So you need to understand the basic things around that too. So the ICT field has started somewhere. There were individual programmers drinking Coca-Cola and eating pizzas and working by themselves. But nowadays, you need to understand the technologies, you need to understand the business models, you need to cope with the social innovations also. And you're just not always building from the scratch. You are often buying some parts, you are using old parts you have been made before, and you are putting them together, and you manage the service system to offer it to the customers. And you need different kinds of experts from different areas. Some are good with the computer, some are good with databases, some are good with graphics, some are good with all the managing the whole big view of the system. So you need different kinds of experts to do the things. And one thing here at UEF is that it can be done with the minor subjects you do in your studies. So they are freely available minor subjects. They're not fixed. Of course, there are limitations what's available, but they are not fixed. So you need to do this, and you have no other choices. You can choose from the variety of choices. So, as you have studied from the university, what kind of jobs can you expect? Well, here's some sample of the list. There are software developers, there are system analysts, there are system testers, IT managers, project managers, trainees, and of course data analysts. Well, if you're not familiar with Finland, this list of companies might not be very common to you, but perhaps you can find something interesting, something you have heard before. For example, CGI is an international company, and GE Healthcare is an international company, so perhaps you might have heard of them. The others are kind of, well, Nokia was a telephone company in the past, and now it's a telecommunication program company still. So, why should you choose computer science for your studies? Well, it's a strong background. It's still a growing field. You need computers, computer systems everywhere. They are all around you. It's a very, very specific job where you don't use computers at all. We have compact by campuses. We have 2 campuses, one in Joensuu, one in Kuopio, and we have good learning environments around them. We have a friendly atmosphere, and we give you guidance and support whenever needed. And there are good possibilities to get the job. Of course, they vary when the times are changing, but still the jobs are available. Well, what do you think? Would you be interested to come to Finland, Kuopio or Joensuu? Think about it. We have had international student programs for a quite long time, especially in Joensuu, and we have good ways to handle the students and what their expectations and needs. Joensuu It's a city of about 70,000 inhabitants, and about 1/3 of them are students. And the campus area is very close to the city center, and you can bike everywhere. You don't need to travel with any expensive transportation systems, and city is full of events. Kuopio is a city of good life. It has about 1,200 inhabitants. Lakes and nature are always very close, and there are very good travel connections all around Finland and abroad, and good opportunities for sports and hobbies in the city. Well, is this your possibility for your future? Think about it. So, if you come to study here, you would do university degrees. There's a bachelor degree, Bachelor of Science, 180 credits, and there's a Bachelor of Engineering, 180 credits. There's Master of Science, 120 credits, and Master of Engineering. And so the main subjects are computer science and data engineering. So the studies include basic studies, subject studies, and advanced studies in the main subjects. Then there are minor studies and language studies and communication studies also included. And here's a list of specialization areas. So there are technologies for learning and development, sustainable ICT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, color and image technology. So they are related to our research areas of the School of Computing. The admission, you can find more information about that if you visit studyinfo.fi, and the application period is in January. So check the exact days from there at studyinfo.fi. And we have two programs. So one is this Bachelor of Science. We have degree programs both in Kuopio and Joensuu. So we take 40 students to Kuopio, 40 students to Joensuu, and the selection is based on entrance exam course, which is an online course, and a language certificate. And you can find more information if you search for IBPIT at UEF, so you'll get the link to that, a long address. Just search for IBPIT at UEF, and that will help you. And then there is a Bachelor of Data Engineering, which is a new program starting next, quite new program. The Bachelor of Computer Science has been going on for a few years. And this selection system here, because it's math-based more, there's a SATs course, you'll need to do the SATs tests, and then there's a video and there's a language certificate. And you can find out more data from, if you search for data engineering and UEF, so it will come to that page. Okay, thank you for your time, and I hope you find these programs interesting, and just look at the studyinfo.fi and look at the web pages for more information. Thank you.